Hey guys, this is Adrienne Johnston, and this is another great episode of ETX Rocks featuring Donny Hart.
From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX Rock Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX Rock Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETX Rocks. And thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now for another great episode of ETX Rocks. Hey guys, Boston Chris here with the ETX Rock Show, and thanks for checking out this episode of the show. This is episode 235. Now, from his beginning as the original lead singer for the iconic Texas metal band Pantera, to his current gig with the 2017 ETX Rock Band of the Year, the Alan Fox Band, Donny Hart's musical style has changed, but his prowess has become legend. He has become a mentor for many aspiring artists along the way, and he has been an integral part of the Texas rock and roll scene for over 3 decades. Donny is not only a fantastic musician and eminent frontman, but he is also a very humble and kind person. Guys, in this episode, not only do we get to talk to Donny Hart, but we will also feature 2 amazing live songs of Donny and the rest of the guys in AFB. Hey guys, and so as promised, we're sitting here with Donny Hart with the Alan Fox Band, and we've been doing this show for almost 2 years, and we talked to Terry, Greg, and Alan on episode 13, and we talked to Donnie Pendleton on episode 54, and now it's 235, and we finally have Donny Hart on the show. I've been on your case for almost that whole 2 years.
I'm elusive.
Yeah, you are. You're very elusive. And like I said in the open, just an amazing guy. And I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk
Absolutely,
with us today.
My pleasure.
You don't do a whole lot of interviews.
I don't. I don't find myself the most colorful person.
Yeah.
I like to save it for the stage. Outside, well, number one, nobody really asks for interviews.
Right.
And beyond that,
Well, I mean, as a fan of the Texas music scene, and you know how big of a fan I am,
Absolutely.
at least I hope you do. It's always a pleasure to talk with the guys that started everything that's happened here in East Texas musically. There's so much talent here in East Texas, and to talk to somebody like you or Donnie Pendleton or Alan Fox or, Uncle Dallas when he was around.
Sure.
And, all of these iconic guys and girls that started the scene here in East Texas. Always a big pleasure of mine and a privilege. So it's really cool to have you here.
Thanks.
Now, as promised in the open, we are going to play a couple of songs for folks out there so they can hear the Alan Fox Band. And I think the first one we're going to play for them is El Cabron. This is one of Louise's favorite songs from AFB. So tell us a little bit about this song, Donnie.
El Cabron is about a bad mountain. It's about a volcano blowing up in Mexico.
Okay.
It is about no particular historical thing. It's just something that just came rolling out of my head.
Wow. So, and this is on the new record, right? Cold Black Sky.
Yes, on Cold Black Sky.
And guys, man, we're going to be talking about Cold Black Sky a lot today. This, in my opinion, is one of the best records to come out of Texas in the rock and roll genre in many, many years.
Thanks. We're really proud of it.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. Just getting on the road, we're on the road quite a bit ourselves, and that's one of our go-to records when we're traveling.
It's great road music.
Yeah. And, man, we're going to be talking about different songs from the album, but here's a live version of El Cabron from the Alan Fox Band. Don't miss it. We'll be right back with more from Donnie right after. back. That was Al Cabron, and that was actually performed at the Back Porch in Kilgore earlier this year. And Donnie's back in East Texas playing there again tonight, with the rest of the guys. And again, if you guys haven't heard of the Alan Fox Band, these guys, there are 5 guys in this band, and all of them, all of you guys are just super humble, very awesome guys, and legitimately some of the best musicians in the world.
Well, thank you, first of all. You know, when you've been around as long as we have, you've seen a lot of stuff. You've seen people who are humble, you've seen people who are full of themselves, you know, and after a while, you know, back in the 80s, I was pretty full of myself.
Yeah.
And time kind of just wears that away from you. You figure out you're not all that anymore.
Yeah, and I imagine in the business, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that can pull you down too, as part when you have that mentality.
Right.
Nothing can hurt me.
Right.
You know? And I mean, you guys aren't about that. At least today, you're not.
Nope.
And the thing that's really cool, and the reason why it takes us, you know, some time to get with people like Donnie is the 2 Donnies. I call them Donnie squared. They live in the DFW area, and then the other 3 guys all live here in East Texas.
Right.
And when we talked to Alan and the guys in the first episode, that was kind of a planned strategy for you guys as well, to try to branch out a little bit.
Well, the Alan Fox Band originated out here in East Texas,
right.
And I was already back in Dallas. I lived in Marshall for 7 years.
Okay.
And I knew the guys. I played in a band with Donnie, the other part of Donnie Squared.
Yeah, was that U.S. Lords?
That was U.S. Lords. And I moved back, but I never really got away from them.
Right.
You know, I was always keeping up with what they were doing and all that. And when they decided they wanted to get a lead singer in, and Donnie had moved back to Fort Worth, it seemed like it was a pretty good fit at that point.
Yeah. And the really interesting thing about the Alan Fox Band is you guys play a very limited schedule together as a 5-piece band. You guys have your other projects or whatever. But
we have some other projects. Most of that is like cover stuff, though.
Right, yeah.
This is the only original project I think any of us have.
And so when they get together and they're playing a show, I mean, this is an exclusive opportunity for fans because it doesn't happen very often.
Well, it doesn't happen very often, but we like to build it up as big as we can
when
we do it.
And it's done very well.
Well, thank you.
And
Thanks.
I know you guys are playing more now, which is exciting for us as fans.
Well, at some point, you know, we have to get up off our butts and try and do something with the album,
right?
You know, because the album's too good just to let it sit there.
Yeah,
you know.
Man, is it good! So I mean, you got to be stoked about this record. I mean,
it's
coming,
by far the best thing I've ever put on.
Yeah. Man, is it good! You know, it's just I can't get over how many times I'm going to say, "Wow, Donny Hart's here talking to me," but. So let's talk about your rising up in music and kind of how you got, you know, your mindset to be, man, you know what, I could probably be a musician or a singer.
Well, I came from...
What was it like as a little Donny Hart?
As a little Donny Hart?
Yeah.
I was probably a big pain in the butt. I came from a very musical family. Everybody sang.
Yeah.
You know, car trips, everybody sang.
Yeah.
So it was not a big deal to me to sing. I
just came naturally.
It just came naturally. Right. I knew that I could carry a tune. Wasn't really sure how great it was or anything.
Yeah.
And then growing up in the neighborhood I grew up in, you know, people started playing guitars, and you know, we knew this guy played drums over there, so we started putting a band together. Well, it just turned into Pantera.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
What the heck, man?
Something in the water over there in Arlington.
Right. And so, I mean, I found some pictures online not too long ago, and I had to post them on Facebook and of Pantera with Donnie in there.
The original Pantera.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this was like 81, 82, that area?
80, 81, I think.
Did you know that these guys were that talented?
You know, I thought they were.
Yeah.
But having nothing to compare it to, you really don't know.
So, I mean, you think we're the top of the mountain here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, looking back, you had to have
there was only
another
couple bands in town at our age, so we, you know, We thought we were the king of that little mountain.
Right, of course, yeah. And you came back in '86 as well, right? So
I did rejoin them in '86 for about 6 weeks.
And they were more established.
Oh, they were far more established at that point.
So what was that 6 weeks like?
Not great.
Yeah, just
It was a rough 6 weeks.
Just trying to learn everything, or is it just the road life, or what was it?
It was just a bad mix of personalities.
Yeah.
We didn't get along very
Was
good.
that there in the early days too, that bad mix?
Yeah, probably, but we didn't really understand it back then.
You're just trying to... I imagine you're trying to make sure the music is more important than the chemistry.
Right.
Yeah. So when you break up from that, what's the next step for you?
Well, the band I was in before I left to join Pantera was called Assassin.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough that they still had their singer slot open, so I went back and rejoined Assassin. We put out a CD, or back then it would have been an EP.
Yeah. Vinyl.
Got some radio play out of that.
Cool.
Won Railer of the Month on Z-Rock.
Okay.
And before the wheels fell off of that, the same band thing.
Yeah.
Things fall apart.
And U.S. Lords they got some national recognition as well.
We did some national shows. And that was always fun. We played forever. And we played every week in the U.S. Lords.
Right. And so, I mean, you just, everywhere you go, you're turning stuff into gold, I imagine.
Well, it would seem that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
looking back at it now, it looks that way.
I would say that it has a lot to do with everybody in the band.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't feel like it was your involvement that had anything to do with that?
Not even remotely.
One of the most humble guys I've ever met. And I said that in the open. It's absolutely the truth. But somewhere along the line here, you started writing.
Oh, I've written since I picked up a guitar when I was 10.
So what are you writing? I mean, what's the evolution like? Are you writing rock and roll, or because I know today you guys are kind of self-described as modern classic rock, which is an amazing genre. Just if you just try to wrap your mind around that modern classic rock. If you don't know Alan Fox Band, it's such a good description of what y'all do.
It's like breathing life into 70s rock.
Right, but it's rock. New and it's relevant.
But it still sounds new somehow.
Yeah, and it resonates with people of all generations, honestly. You know, it's not just your generation or mine that's digging the music. It's I mean, just to see teenagers.
Yeah, I finally made a CD my mom likes.
Well, there you go. There you go. It only took 38 years or whatever. It only took
38 years.
You know. So are you writing within rock music all along, or are you going...
Yeah, a lot of it was heavy metal, because that's kind of where I cut my teeth, was in kind of a heavy metal format. Not quite as heavy as Pantera ended up.
Yeah.
But, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, kind of that genre. And I still love that music.
Yeah.
But I'm just doing this now.
Yeah.
Which is great also.
I imagine when you were a part of Pantera, they probably weren't as heavy either.
No, they were.
Because I can't imagine you...
Nah.
Yeah.
I can sing like that for about one song and I'm done.
Right. So they had to evolve as well once...
They were already well into their evolution in '86.
Yeah. Okay. And is that part of the reason why it only lasted 6 weeks?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
I just, knowing who you are now, it was hard for me to kind of put those puzzle pieces together with how I know their sound is and how I know you like to be. So it was like, man, I can see why that may not have worked out well.
Yeah. They were looking for a very particular sound
yeah.
and singer at that point.
Right.
Even though they didn't know they were looking for that, they were.
Yeah. So the influences were obviously different between...
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Because I know you're really blues-based as well, right?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that definitely shines out as AFB, and I know you also have a tribute band, right? An Eagles
tribute band called Desperado.
Yeah. See, I did my homework. I try to know as much as I can, but
well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you. When you have somebody with this guy's history, it's hard to know. It's hard to connect the dots sometimes. But hey, I've gotten like 3 or 4 of the bands right so far. So if this was Jeopardy, I'm at least in second place, I think.
I think you're winning.
Okay, cool.
Of course, you didn't make any of them in the form of a question.
It wasn't in the form of a question. No. Damn it. I always lose that, man. So obviously, you've been known as a frontman all along. You also play some guitar.
Right.
I know you would probably be the first one to admit that you're a better singer than a guitar player.
There is no question.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough where people finally let me play guitar on stage.
Yeah.
After 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Donny Pendleton was the first one to say, "Oh yeah, you can play guitar, sure."
Nice. Good job, Donny.
Instead of giving me, a little bit of side eye and saying, "You really want to play that?"
Yeah. Well, it was cool this last time in Kilgore because when we saw you before that, it was like almost 2 years ago when it was the Rock the Vote party at Tim Tom's place.
Yeah.
And, I just called him Tim Tom on the air. He's going to kill me. I'm not cutting it either, Tim. No, not at all.
Love you, Tim.
But in Kilgore, you were picking up the guitar, and I don't recall you doing that in Longview at the Rock the Vote. So it surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. It took a little while to integrate that into Alan Fox Band because they were already so well... The machine was already up and running.
Right.
So I had to find a place to fit that guitar part in,
Is it sound-based or...?
I think so. It's sound-based and... there's so much on this album.
Yeah.
There's so much sound on this album.
Yeah, so many working parts.
So we're just trying to, do a true replication of how we recorded it.
Yeah. And now you guys did have a record prior to this one. It was called...
Juju Ear Rub.
Yeah, Juju Ear Rub. Man. Okay. So where'd the name of that come from?
Actually, I would have to check with Alan on that. Alan came up with that.
Okay.
I wasn't quite in the band yet.
All right.
So we do songs off of it, but as far as the real impetus of that whole album, I'm not sure about.
So tell me about how that evolution happened, where Donny comes aboard the Alan Fox Band. Because you were the last one to join, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm the new guy.
Yeah.
The kid.
Right. the hired gun.
Yes. Oh, yes. They tricked me into joining the band. I have to be honest with this.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Donny Pendleton called me up and said, "Hey, man, we're doing a song. It was called Do Me."
Okay.
It was a song that he and I wrote in U.S. Lords.
Okay.
And he said, "We're going to re-record this song. Would you like to come and put some vocals on it?" I said, "Sure, that'd be fun."
Yeah, that sounds like a...
Let's do that. Before we actually went and recorded it, he was like, "Hey, we're going to go shoot some promo pictures. You want to come hang out with us while we're shooting promo pictures?" You see where this is going?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised you didn't.
I'm naive. What can I say?
What were you doing at this time? Were you involved with anybody else musically?
I just come off the road from a job doing construction. So I had not been doing music for a little while.
Okay.
I'd been doing a little acoustic thing in Arlington with a couple friends of mine.
Okay.
And that was going well. But it was just a little acoustic combo thing.
Right.
Playing in the corner of the club where everybody kind of ignores you.
Mm-hmm. That's the kind of music I love, by the way. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had time to do it, and I was like, sure, what the heck.
So, I mean, you've pretty much done everything as far as, whether it's acoustic or...
I know how to go get bread and drinks for the table if I need to.
Yeah. Roadie work or whatever it takes.
Right, I can fix a guitar, string it, whatever.
So, I imagine it was probably Donny that finally dropped that hammer and said, "Hey, man, we want you to
I don't
join."
think they ever actually asked me to join the band. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm really in the band right now.
Oh, man. So, maybe we need to rectify that,
They did put me on the CD, though.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be.
So, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I promised our listeners out there that we would really get into depth on Coal Black Sky, and I'm going to try to do that justice. As you guys know out there, I'm a little insecure about trying to talk about music because it's hard for me to put my thoughts into words sometimes when it comes to music, but I'm going to do my best here. The song I want to talk about first is the Moonshine song.
Okay.
Because... with moonshining, that you would typically think, wow, that's got to be a country song or something like that. But and this song is just a melodic blend of harmonies and composition and all of this stuff just all seamlessly just into this masterpiece. And this is just one song on the record.
And the guitar is definitely not country.
No. So tell me about the process for this song.
We started just jamming on the song at the practice room. Came up with the riff, and I came up with a vocal line, but it had no particular lyrics to it. And Alan threw out the idea of calling the song Moonshine. Just who knows from where.
So it started with a title.
It started with a title. A lot of the songs start off with the title, and then we just build a backstory.
Wow. That is amazing. So, I mean, we talked to a lot of songwriters on this show, and I think that's the first time I've heard someone actually coming up with a title and then writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
So when this is happening now, I'm really interested now because I've got to find out more. So when this is happening, is there a melody in place a lot of times?
There is a melody, but not lyrics.
Okay. So it's like maybe there's a riff or something within the music.
There is a melodic riff for the vocals. Maybe not be where it ends up, but it's somewhere close.
Wow. And so are you, as the front man, I know a lot of times with a front person, they're the ones writing the lyrics most of the time. And I'm knowing that I've talked to the other guys in the band. Are you guys all each kind of writing your own pieces of the music? So in other words, like Terry,
now lyric-wise, I think Greg and I split the writing 50-50.
Yeah. I think Greg would probably take more than that.
I think Greg would say 60-40,
yeah.
But I'm not giving him that.
No, I wouldn't either. Greg, deal with it, dude. Just deal with it. You're a bass player.
It's not about
man.
you, Greg.
Yeah, it's not at all. Not at all. And yeah, he's a mess.
He asked me not to gush about him on this interview, by the way.
Okay. Well, we won't then. We won't. I'll do the gushing, Greg. I love you, brother.
Me, kind of.
Yeah. Man, and we've talked to the other guys. The harmonies in this band are just over the moon. Is that just a kind of a mindset, like a collective mindset within the band? Because I know in the 80s, as an 80s child myself, the harmonies in rock music were so important back then. Mm-hmm. And somehow or another, rock music got away from that. And so, as an 80s child, to hear you guys doing that just brings me back to that.
Well, that's where our bread and butter is.
Yeah.
We have 4 people in the band who sing.
Right.
Who can sing lead vocals.
Yeah.
If need be. So, if we're not using that, then we're just stupid for not doing it.
And what's crazy is the 5th guy who doesn't sing has a hell of a voice,
right.
too.
He could do it.
Oh, my God. I heard him sing one night at the Oil Well Club, and it just blew me away. I was like, dude, man, where's that been, Terry?
We're going to have to work a 5th vocal in somewhere.
Yeah, man. So, and there is no song on this record that the harmonies are more noticeable than Riverboat Man.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you guys start right off with the harmonies on that.
Yep.
And that was also a single for y'all. It came out before the record.
It did.
It was kind of a teaser, which was not fair at the time, I'm going to be honest with you. Because as a fan, all we had to listen to was Riverboat Man for quite a long time from Cold Black Sky. And I think I wore the hell out of that song.
It'll stick in your head. Too.
Absolutely, because the song starts with just the 4 voices and the instruments kick in after that. Mm-hmm. And so tell us the strategy behind doing something like that.
It actually started the same way as before. Alan actually had the melody line. Da-ba-ba, riverboat man. Didn't have any idea why we were talking about a riverboat man.
Right.
And we built the song around that.
Wow. So in your history in music, has this been kind of the style that you've noticed throughout the years, or is this unique?
It's kind of the style that I prefer because I like collaborating more than I just like writing my own thing and then bringing it in.
Okay.
I mean, I can do that. El Cabron was kind of that.
Right.
But what I prefer to do is build it collaboratively.
And why do you think that is?
I just think that, in my mind, to my ear, things I write all kind of sound the same.
Right.
And I don't like things that all sound the same.
Yeah, so you want it to be not only organic, but you want it to be different.
Right.
And each
Right.
song be its own
Right.
living and breathing
And,
thing.
and collaborating with somebody, you'll get a twist or turn that you wouldn't have thought of yourself.
Right. When that happens, are you just like, whoa?
Oh, I'm
man.
like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and that's really unique too, because a lot of people don't like to collaborate or co-write. So,
Well, they're just selfish.
yeah, Greg.
Stop gushing.
Oh man, it's so cool to be able to do what we get to do, because we get to find out how the music gets made and actually take the time to learn that about different people. And everybody is different, man. It's so neat.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this is the first time, 235 shows, that someone is coming up with a title first and building the story around that.
Kind of the way I would say probably 8 out of the 10 songs were built like that.
Wow. And is this happening in a room somewhere? Just
Yeah.
maybe you guys
Yeah.
are rehearsing?
Yep.
Or?
Yeah, at the practice room.
Awesome. So how do you guys, when you're not rehearsing or not practicing, how do you write? Do you have to get together? Because again, geography.
We'll write bits and pieces. Yeah, we're a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll write bits and pieces and then bring them to the practice room and work on them.
Wow. Now I'm imagining there's probably an AFB group chat somewhere where you guys are.
There's a lot of shenanigans in a group chat.
Imagine. Yeah.
I don't know that we get a lot of work done in it.
How many times do you have to kick Greg out?
Well, not yet, but he's come close a few
Yeah,
times.
I can imagine. Terry probably checks in every 3 months or so.
I'm not sure Cherry knows there's a group chat.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Man, so true. So when I'm going to come back to when you're, joining AFB, which you haven't officially done yet, apparently. But
Well, yeah.
when you come aboard, you're kind of sniffing around that, and they're kind of trying to pull you in without you knowing it. What's the thought like? Man, look at all these guys. These guys are great.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you probably knew all four.
The band is it's all set. They've been playing for 5 years already, or probably longer than that.
Yeah.
They've already got an album out.
And I'm sure you knew all of these guys prior to that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So the legacy there.
Yep.
Because I mean the legacy for I call these guys like iconic, honestly, because back in the day in East Texas, there were hundreds of places to play. Especially in Longview along 80 apparently.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, I wasn't here, but I've heard the stories.
Yep.
Hundreds of places to play, and all of these guys were just humping it.
In all of them.
Yeah.
In and out of all of them.
And so just to talk to y'all, and there's so many, Ricky Lynn Gregg and Donny Hiles and Sammy Brazier, and there's so many of y'all that lived that life for so long.
Just to be spoken of in terms of those people, to me, is quite an honor.
Well, I mean, you're there, man. Honestly, you really are. I mean, we're talking almost 40 years you've been doing this. When you hear somebody say that to you, what's running through your mind?
Boy, I feel old.
Yeah. Is it just old though, or do you start reminiscing?
No. It's your brain kind of works on back to the old times and the old days. And
is there more? Man, I'm glad I did that, as opposed to man, I wish I hadn't done that.
There's both, but
do you think they're equal?
But I I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
So everything that I've done led me to here.
Right.
So I wouldn't change anything.
Good. So Donny Hart he's a front man for a band, a couple of bands actually. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's a grandfather. And one hell of a singer, if you guys didn't know that out there. So what is your favorite part of Donny Hart?
I think grandfather,
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love my grandkids.
So
Kids are okay. Grandkids are great, though.
how old are the grandkids?
Anything from 2 to less than 1. I mean, 10 to less than 1.
Wow. So
And there's 10 of them.
wow. Congratulations, man. So the 10-year-old, does he know that you're a front man?
Oh yes, he.
What I call a rock star, he won't say that. But I'll
Yeah,
say it
no,
for
he
him.
won't say that either.
Yeah.
I'm just pawpaw to him.
What do they think about the fact that Pawpaw sings and
They think it's weird.
yeah. But maybe they'll actually maybe there's hope for that generation because you can show them good music.
There's no question. There's always hope for the next generation.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard what's coming on the radio lately?
I don't think about that.
Yeah. It's disheartening, Donny.
Just got cold black sky. Just got to keep pushing it out there, man.
Exactly, cold black sky. Because that is not disheartening.
That's the cure for what ails the new generation.
Cold black sky?
It is. They just need to get their heads around it.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. So, guys, we're sitting here with Donny Hart. This is episode 235. Man, what a treat this has been for me. We're actually going to be right back with Donny. We're going to play a game with Donny called What the Heck. Y'all don't want to miss this. It's going to be a blast.
Hey, I'm Monty Pittman. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX Rock Show.
Okay, so we are back with the one and only Donny Hart. And as you guys know, if you're following along with the ETX Rock Show, you know that we like to play a game with our guests. And it's a lot of fun usually. And Donny has no idea what's about to happen. But we're going to play What the Heck with Donny now. Donny, the way this works is I'm just going to ask you 5 or 6 questions. Some of them might be a little silly or some could be gross. Some might be deeper than that. Just depends on what...
Gross is right up my alley.
Very cool. This is going to go well. All right, so you ready for this? So basically, Absolutely. I just want you to turn your filter off. Tell me whatever pops into your head.
Boy, you're asking for...
Oh, I know.
You're asking for a mess.
I know. Here. This is going to be great. All right, so this is What the Heck with Donny Hart. All right, number 1. So, what do you think Superman's changing clothes nowadays?
I would say in a Target bathroom.
A Target bathroom?
Yeah.
So which one does he choose?
The one in Metropolis.
Not which Target, which bathroom, Donny. You brought up Target, and then I'm just going with the political news that Target...
I'm going to say he's using the family bathroom.
Okay. I would think so. Yeah. I think that's very risky, though. Because that's usually the only one with a lock on the door.
He's Superman.
Yeah. That's a great answer. Target bathrooms. Hashtag Target bathrooms.
Yes.
All right. Number 2. This might be tough for you to answer because you've been married a long time.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
All right. So when you first start dating somebody, what is the appropriate amount of time to wait before going number 2 in front of them?
Oh, boy. You're right. It's been a while. But I do have an opinion on this.
Okay. You've done your research?
Only personal.
Okay.
Now, when you say in front of them, is this closed door or open door?
I'm going to say closed door.
Okay. Closed door?
Yeah.
4 months.
Okay. What if it was open door?
Open door, you're going to have to wait a full year.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to really make sure it's the right one.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's
Because that could be a deal breaker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine if it's an open door bathroom, you're probably living together already.
It's true.
I would hope.
It's true.
Because you're not just going to leave the door open in a Target. Honey, hold the door open for me while I do this. Just in case Superman comes in.
Hashtag Target bathrooms.
Just hold the door in case Superman has to get in here. All right, awesome. All right, number 3. Now, is there an artist that has passed away that you would give up a year of music to see live again? Just one concert.
Quite honestly, I think the number is very few. I think maybe Elvis because I never saw him.
Okay.
Most of my heroes I've seen. I've been blessed enough to meet a lot of them. But I never saw Elvis.
Okay.
So giving up a year of music is a high price, but I think Elvis is worth it.
I agree. So along those same lines, out of all the people you've met, who was the one that really resonates with you? Like the one you remember the most? The coolest moment for Donny Hart?
I think Ronnie James Dio.
Man.
Just because he was so humble.
Yeah.
And so nice.
I've heard that about him.
Yeah.
Just
no rock star whatsoever in his attitude.
Very cool. So I'll make that number 3. All right, number 4. Why do you think cereal is not considered soup?
It's not?
No. They have different aisles in the store.
That's a good point.
One is cereal, one is soup. But they do the same thing.
Well, the soup does have the liquid already combined with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, it's a fairly good point.
So cereal is
Should I bring that up with somebody at maybe Kroger
or Target? Since
or,
we're there?
Since we're already in the bathroom there, we could go ask somebody.
I know who's going to sponsor this episode now. Target.
Yeah.
Come on.
Can you get the little dog with the circle?
Man. That would be a good interview.
It would.
Yeah.
I heard he's hard to get, though.
Yeah. Not as hard as Donny Hart.
Me and the Target dog, we're neck and neck on
I've never seen y'all in the same place at the same time.
I could beat him.
Yeah. All right, number 5. What do you think cats dream about?
I think cats dream about catnip.
Now, see, I've heard this
and
before.
Kicking the ass of dogs.
Okay. That I can believe. Catnip would be hard for me to believe because catnip is kind of like the crack cocaine for cats.
Yeah.
And I think some cats do it and some cats don't.
Well, it's true. I think there is a little clique of cats that have the knowing nod and all go to the bathroom at the same time.
I've seen that.
Catnip.
I've heard that's a thing.
Yeah. At the cat
How are we always on bathrooms, man? He brought in bathrooms again. Dude, do you have to go, Donnie? Should we just pause this and just let you go?
I really don't. I actually, about 20 minutes ago, I did go. But
5 questions and 4 of them, Donnie brought us to the bathroom.
I think you see where my line of humor goes.
Yeah, I can see that, absolutely. Usually we do 5 questions. I'm going to find one more, though. All right, number 6. Now, someone gives you an elephant.
Okay.
All right, so now you're not allowed to sell this elephant. You're not allowed to give the elephant away.
Okay.
So what do you do with this elephant?
Say I ride him around town.
Which town?
Dallas-Fort Worth.
Okay.
Take him on the highway.
Cool. Like I-20 or?
Yeah. Why not?
Man. You didn't even take I-20 here in a car. But you're willing to go on I-20 with an elephant.
King
you
of
think
the road.
That gives you an
King
advantage?
Of the road, babe.
Yeah. True. See, I think as the front man of a really cool rock band, I think an elephant can only help things. I mean, think about the music video opportunities.
Okay, well, there's that too.
Yeah. We could talk about the elephant in the bathroom. All right, guys.
I told you I was veering away from the bathroom on the last question.
I brought it in that time. It just made too much sense. So he's going to ride the elephant down I-20 in DFW.
Yeah.
He will definitely be on the news. I'm just picturing like that traffic cam in the helicopter. It'll say something like rock star causing traffic jam on I-20 in an elephant.
It'll have a Mesquite Street logo on each side of the elephant.
Yes! Mesquite Street Records.
Yes.
All right, so that was What the Heck with Donny Hart, and I'm going to use that as the segue into this amazing record. We've been talking about it all day. It's called Coal Black Sky by Mesquite Street Records. Mm-hmm. And just an amazing record. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 songs on it. And I understand that people can pick up physical copies of this at your shows.
Absolutely.
And, of course, they can also go to Mesquite Street Records. I think it's .com.
Yep. They can get merchandise. They can download songs or download the whole CD.
Right.
You can buy vinyl records if you're into vinyl.
Man. And if you're one of those people like me that likes to collect shirts, the coolest shirt I've ever seen from a band is the Coal Black Sky shirt. Just it's unbelievable stuff, man. It looks like you're wearing a cloud, straight up. But usually you get band merch and it's just a solid color and
it's a black shirt.
The band name on it. Yep. This is not that. You guys definitely check that out. Now, you guys, I'm going to actually play another song in the episode. We're going to play Ride next.
Okay,
so
cool.
Tell us a little bit about this song.
As we say at our shows, Ride is a song about a woman.
Yep.
It's about having a fight with your significant other and blowing off a little steam by going for a ride on your motorcycle.
Nice. Now, is this one of those situations where you guys came up with the title first, or?
This song kind of grew out of another song. It was actually called Come On originally.
Okay.
And we couldn't figure out how to make it work properly. So we just cleaned the slate and came up with a new story.
Just did a do-over.
Yep.
Wow. Very cool. So, guys, this is Ride live from the back porch in Kilgore, Texas, where they're also playing tonight. Of course, this is pre-recorded, so don't go to the back porch. Well, go to the back porch. There's always
We won't be
somebody
there
playing
anymore.
But they're there. It's actually March 3rd right now. So, but yeah, it's great talking to Donny. But you guys don't go anywhere. This is The Ride by the Alan Fox Band.
This is a song about a woman. Ride.
All right, so we are back once again, episode 235 with Donny Hart of the Alan Fox Band. And Donny, tell folks out there where they can follow along with Alan Fox on the Alan Fox Band on social media.
AlanFoxBand.com is our main site. We have a Facebook page. We have Twitter and Instagram. Mesquite Street, you can find a lot of information about us on Mesquite Street Records. I think that's about it.
Yeah. And the website, again, is AlanFoxBand.com. Awesome site there. It actually gives a biography of each individual musician on there, as well as a collective biography about the whole band. You can pick up their records there, all of their music, their tour information. Yep. It's just really well done. I believe there's a contact link on there as well. I think that goes to Greg.
Everything goes to Greg.
Yeah. And you can book the band right there as well. Same question for the Desperado band.
Desperado is tributedesperado.com.
Okay.
I think. And we have a Facebook page also for Desperado, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Okay.
And from those you can find out where we're playing at.
Very cool. So 2 bands for the price of 1.
Yep.
I didn't ask you this, but tell me what it's like being in a tribute band. I mean, I wouldn't have pictured you to be a humongous Eagles fan, so I'm curious about that.
I'm a sneaky Eagles fan.
Okay.
Just because I like to sing, I like harmonies.
Right.
And the Eagles are the best there is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we kind of got into the tribute scene backwards because we were already doing the acoustic thing, and we were doing a lot of Eagles tunes to start with.
Oh, okay.
So we started adding some more people, and we really weren't making much money. So we said, well, we can take this to the next step and just turn this into a Eagles tribute band.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Cool. So my last question for you, and I'll let you get out of here, probably might be the hardest one of the day, though.
Okay.
Who is Donny Hart?
How much time do you have?
It's not how much time I have, it's how much
Donny
you have.
Hart is a musician. He's a family man. He's a husband, father, grandfather, son, and hopefully a good guy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you are a good guy. I will attest to that for sure.
Thank you.
I mean, you took the time to talk with us, and again...
That was easy.
I appreciate that.
Piece of cake.
All right, so once again, man, what a treat sitting here talking with Donny Hart of the Alan Fox Band, as well as the Desperado Tribute Band. But I know him mostly as Alan Fox Band.
Alan Fox Band.
Man, what a treat. Again, Donny has been at this for almost 40 years. He's truly a humble guy and a giant in the Texas music industry, in my opinion. Always goes out of his way to mentor younger musicians and stuff like that, as well as the whole band. You guys are well known for doing that.
Sure.
And I think that is so important in the history of music, especially locally, to always be, forthcoming with the younger generation with open arms.
Got to help them out.
And I have a lot of respect for you and the rest of the guys for
Appreciate
that.
Thank you.
Again, a huge treat to sit here and talk with Donny. If you're tuned into the ETX Rock Show for the first time, I definitely want to thank you guys for watching or listening. And you can follow along with us everywhere. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're located at ETX Rocks. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. That'll help us out way more than you ever would know. And that's completely free for you guys to do that. Wherever you're tuned in, smash that like button. That'll help us out as well. If you'd like to donate to the ETX Rock Show, we have it set up where you can do that as well. You can contribute at www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And we'll take American dollars, Egyptian dollars, dinero, not Robert, but the currency.
Pesos?
Huh?
You take pesos?
No. Damn it. Come on, man. Those aren't worth nothing. You can't even get those into a Pepsi machine. But if all you have is pesos, then I suppose we could do that.
Okay, good. I can leave some for you.
We'll just have somebody else buy the Pepsi for us. But we definitely appreciate that. And as we always say on this show, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks!
That's right.
Howdy, folks. This is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake. And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwan.
Ho! Hey, folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Blacktop Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.